The big clock in the sky says it's time for round one of the AA Pro Main.
8 hits a deck. Romero trying to get out a little bit early. Doesn't make it happen. Richardson on the inside along with Tanette, but here comes Foster out of nowhere.
Brian Foster, one of the Foster brothers, punching it out in front, looking very smooth.
Brian Foster been on a tear lately. He's your current ABA national points leader.
Foster coming in over the triples, jumps them cleanly, having no problem, sneaks a peek, and he's got daylight.
Heading for the finish line. Brian Foster looks like he's going to take a AA win right here, followed by Richardson Romero.
Terry Tanette in fourth, so it's Brian Foster drawing first blood. Let's go to Mike.
AA Pro main event winner, round one, Brian Foster. How'd it feel out there?
Felt pretty good. I got a decent start. Got a good inside line on the first turn, and then just took it from there, tried to ride the track smooth. There was some traffic going on in the back. I heard them. As long as they weren't bumping into me, it wasn't a problem.
Stockton, California is the site. The ABA's got us a good one, Mike. Take us through the track.
Well, here in Stockton, they've done an excellent job with this course. Step up down the first straightaway into a tricky first turn. It's got a double roller coming out of that. You got a big roller into a double-double. From there, you'll take this turn up high. Watch your inside. It gets a little bit tricky. Guys are diving down low. Double-double into a tabletop. Right-hand turn. Coming out of that one, you're looking straight at a big tabletop, then the moonwalkers and the finish. That'll do it here.
This is 1995, new school BMX racing at its best, but for Mr. Time here, what was it like back in the old days?
Things were definitely a little bit different than they are today. We talked to some of our vets.
It's definitely no less competitive than it was back when, like Stu and myself and Greg Hill were leading the pack. The tracks have changed a lot.
In the old days, there wasn't like brooms sweeping the track and, like grass and bushes and all the stuff. It was basically 10, 12 guys on a line just with a rubber band, and watch the rubber band, and as soon as it snaps, you go. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck on your neck or your handlebar.
A lot of us guys grew up on downhills, so we were used to going 40, 45 miles an hour and hitting a jump. And now, top speed is maybe 25 on tracks like this.
Just gnarly downhills, rocks. It was more like what we try to do is emulate motocross. Back then, the tracks were long, maybe a half-mile long, a lot of downhill tracks, wide open, some 40, 45 mile an hour sections on a BMX bike, and that's hauling.
The 70s were the days when we just didn't have any BMX components and we were just breaking machines. And I used to ride for Redline back in 74 and 75. Lynn Gaston and Lone Redline used to say, Byron Friday could break a steel ball in a rubber room.
It was pretty much everyone was doing it for fun. Going out to the track with your buddies, just hanging out, and real simple then, and it's real intense now. Big difference.
Well, the speed may be slipping, but the intensity is not. These are the old fogies, the vet pros. Round three, another brawl for Geritol, Mike. We got some great talents on the line.
Yeah, check out Richie Anderson sitting with 2 points right now. He's got to be the favorite to take the overall.
Richie Anderson getting a big boost out of the gate, but he's got some company right out in front of him.
It's got to be Chiprez. Travis Chiprez, the mongoose rider, out in front. Big Daddy Eric Roop turned pro at 13 years of age. They don't do this anymore.
These guys rip just as hard as the youngsters. They've got the intensity, the desire still there as they bring him into that tricky turn.
Chiprez still your leader. Big Daddy in the 2 spot, but Patterson moving into the 2 spot now. Anderson sitting in the 3 spot. Remember, he's sitting with 2 points towards the overall.
And look at Chiprez. He can smell the checkers.
Chiprez with the win. Anderson with the 2. That's going to lock it up for Richie Anderson for the overall win.
When we come back to Stockton, we got much more BMX racing, plus flirting with the dirt.